Steve, you stayed up north since Monday. I guess that saved, 10 hours probably on the coach and on the motorways. How much does that aid recovery?
Well, it does, because you don't get back so late. I mean, we got to the hotel, because obviously we're in a different hotel. We got back to the hotel late on Tuesday night, but then you get a little bit more recovery into them certainly on Wednesday and Thursday, and done a little bit more this morning. So, okay, it helps.
And have the players needed lifting, or have they needed space? What have they needed since Tuesday night?
Probably a little bit of everything, really. You've got a quick turnaround, and you've got another game ahead. So, you've got to be. I mean, our second half performance, the other night was really good. It was just the first 20 minutes for me that really I would have some sort of issue with. I think that, normally when the guys are, I speak about being all in with them. When they're all in, I very rarely have any problems with them. So I didn't really have a problem with the second half. There was a few chances that maybe on another day we could put away. But, that doesn't always happen. So, we just have to do our best, rest, recuperate, and finish off our training and our meetings later on and first thing in the morning.
And is it about the processes and sticking to your beliefs and everything that you've kept doing during the season to ensure that you can bounce back? Is that the way that you do it?
Well, they say if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we haven't done a lot wrong this season. So pretty much what we've done has been pretty good this season. So I wouldn't be thinking you're coming away and going off script too much. That's the thing not to do, is to not sort of have a knee-jerk reaction to a performance or two.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reminded of a press conference way back 20 years ago in your last season at Cheltenham Town, where you'd had decent performances, but results hadn't always been going your way, and you admitted that you'd racked your brains thinking what was wrong, and you'd come to the conclusion actually that nothing was wrong. Bit of bad luck maybe, but is there a sort of a liberation that can go through your mind if you conclude that there is not much wrong? And are there any similarities between then and now?
Well, probably is the answer to that. I'm far wiser now than I would have been then. I just think you've got to make sure that you stay on an even keel. I never get too high and never get too low. I'm not the best loser. I can admit that, and that wouldn't have changed from all those years ago either. But I think what you have to do is you have to accept that losing is actually part of the job, because otherwise you never get to appreciate the wins. So, you have to take that on the chin. And as I said before, I think, a lot of the lads here it's really, really difficult for a lot of the lads that have been here a long time, to all of a sudden be part at a football club of where there's been a lot of losing going on, to all of a sudden even for them to expect to win all of the time. So you have to change the mindsets as well in lots of things. So I think we've pretty much done that, throughout the season, and it never guarantees anything, but you have to stay on an even keel with them. As I've said before, I never get. Whenever there's a win, I never really celebrate it. I just probably enjoy that privately, because there's always another game round the corner. So I think when you win, that's the time to be really, really humble. And then when you get beat, it always makes me a little bit more determined.
And York at home was one of your best performances and results of the season. Do you need to reach those levels again this weekend?
I think you're always searching to reach those results and those performances. So yeah, I know. I thought it was a good game, and York played their part as well. I think I think they're a good team. I think Adam's done a great job there. They're a team that I like. I like the manager. I like the coaching staff. I like their players. Obviously we want to go into the game and we want to do well ourselves, and we want to win. But you can never. Sometimes you're not always in control of that. But yeah, we know it's going to be a tough game, but one we're looking forward to.
And obviously they lost at home to Altrincham on Tuesday, so I guess it's two teams who'll be hurting and wanting to put things right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much hurting they should be, and I don't know how much hurting we should be. If you look at both the clubs, I think they've had good seasons. If you look at where York were last season to what they've done this season, I think they've made great strides. And I also think we have. So, I don't think they should be hurting too much. It's a one-off game. That's where it's at tomorrow.
Ollie Pearce, probably their most obvious threat, but I'd imagine not their only threat.
No, for sure. He's had a good season for them, and like many of their players, there's a lot of what I would call unsung heroes in their team as well that make their team tick and play very well. So it won't be just one player. It's similar to our team. We haven't got one particular player that would stand out, but we've got some good team members as of they.
And talking of your team members, injuries, how's your squad?
Yeah, not as good as I would like it. A bit of illness in the camp we've had this week, so that's been a little bit of an issue for us. So we've got to leave them a little while longer. So we've had a bit of I don't know quite what it's been, but it's been, I wouldn't say a sickness bug, but it's certainly been just a couple of bad nights and some heavy sweats in the night, and a couple of lads being in bed all day. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's been the best of build-ups to a game, but let's wait and see how they are in another 24 hours or so.
And presumably you'll leave it as late as possible then to finalise your team in your head.
Well, I've probably would have had it in my head, but then disruptions come along the way. We've had a bout of it really, where there's some that have been poorly leading up to the Halifax game, played in the Halifax game, probably didn't get any better, probably on the coach travelling, being in close proximity. Then we've had a couple of other lads that have gone down with it. So it's been a bit of a knock-on effect really. The only thing we don't want to do is wake up again tomorrow morning and find that somebody else has got it. So a little bit disrupted, but we just got to make sure that we pick a good enough team to go out there and do well on Saturday.